It's time to go to work. Welcome to the world's most dangerous podcast, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray.
You know you drive me crazy, baby.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for episode 2 of the new Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the world's most dangerous podcast. And you know why it's dangerous? Because I'm in it. And we don't hold back. Yes, coming to you live right now on YouTube. But eventually, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going live also on Instagram. And we will be going live also on maybe TikTok. We're not 100% sure yet. But as of right now, YouTube, and we're still on Twitch, but I'm still thinking about whether or not I want to continue on Twitch. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we're also starting, we're going to go back and start up my Patreon channel. You guys remember I had my Patreon channel going for a while back, and then I got away from it. But I'm going to be coming back to it. Yes. And some of the more exclusive things that you see on Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray are going to be the things that you can't see anywhere else. We won't be posting them on Instagram. We won't be posting them on YouTube or any other TikTok. I don't know. They will only be exclusive on my Patreon channel. But stay tuned, guys. I'm going to keep you up on all of that stuff. I'm going to keep you up on it, man. But I got some things I want to talk about today, man. I got some things I want to talk about. And some of the things I want to talk about. And who is that? Ricky Boys 45 is saying Stevie Richard destroys Stevie Ray. In what? Maybe you can explain that to the people because I don't understand it. But be that as it may, we got a few things we want to talk about this week, man. Last week we had the great Cruz Petragon on. And Cruz is very, very long-winded. He's very long-winded, and, you know, he wants to talk about football. He wants to talk about boxing. He wants to talk about drag racing with your boy, so on and so forth. And I had a few people sent in comments and said, I don't want to see fighting. I just want to see racing. I want to know one thing. Who in the hell said anything about fighting? Or can some people just not able to articulate what two people are talking about in conversation? I would like to know that. Fighting. That's just weird, man. Fighting. But whatever you think, sometimes there's nothing you can do about what people hear in their own minds. Sometimes nothing you can do about that. But I'm going to say this. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. And I want to see if any of you guys can keep up, man. Now, here's this guy again saying Stevie Barry's I'm sorry, brother. This is a live show, and I ain't got time for your bullshit. All right? Go to somebody else's show. But at the end of the day, man, we got some things to talk about. And last week, you guys met Mr. Producer, man. Mr. Producer is the man behind the scenes doing, you know, a lot of the things that you see on this show. and he's a big, intricate part of this show. So I'm going to bring him out right now because I got to talk to him about a few things. Mr. Producer, what's up, man?
Hey, Stevie, what's going on, man?
Oh, man, just trying to get by, man. Just trying to get by, referencing a few things that happened last week on the show. But I got some things to talk about this week on the show.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Now, there's been a lot of things going on in the NFL. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have.
There's a lot of things going on in the NFL, man. There's been a lot of trades. There's been a lot of guys signing with other teams, so on and so forth. Now, I know that you have some of those guys and some of those trades that have gone down. Would you like to talk about it with me and let the audience know what's going on out there, bro?
Well, Stevie, I've heard a big announcement recently, which is Geno Smith going back to the Jets. Now, I want to get your take on that. So what do you think?
You know what I think about that? Do you know anything about elephants?
Only from what I see at the zoo.
Okay. Well, let me enlighten you. What's up, Dooney? What's up, Zach? This is the way I look at it. When elephants, when they move around the jungle, it could be a whole pack of elephants, and they all walk in a line. All walk behind each other in a line for miles and miles and miles. And then all of a sudden, you will see one of those elephants leave the pack, and he goes on his own way. You know where that elephant is going?
I want to say the desert.
That elephant is going to lay himself to rest. So when you bring up the New York Jets and you bring up any quarterback in the NFL, he's going to New York Jets to die. He's going to lay himself to rest because that's what happens to all quarterbacks that goes to the New York Jets. So in essence, right now, what you're telling me is Geno Smith is that elephant that's getting ready to leave the pack.
Ooh.
So that's what I say about that.
What do you think about Tua signing with the Atlanta Falcons?
Well, I got a question before I answer that one. And I know I shouldn't answer a question with a question, but sometimes it's necessary, Mr. Producer.
Yes.
Is Kirk Cousins still with Atlanta, or did they let him go?
They let him go, Steve. I believe they let him go.
Okay. So Tua Tagovailoa is coming in to start, or do you know that or not?
I believe that he's going for the starting position, because if you don't sign for a team and you're not headed for the starting position, then why the hell you're starting with the team in the first place? And I mean, if you're not trying to be number one.
So Michael Penix is going to have to compete for a job?
I would say he is.
I can see that. But Michael Penix was just drafted a year, well, not last year, but the year before. Tua Tagovailoa has been in the league a good 5 years now.
But do you think?
But you got to remember, Michael Penix got injured last year. So maybe he hasn't recovered from that injury, and maybe they need somebody as a security blanket until he gets back. But then by the time he gets back, he might not even have his job anymore.
But do you think it was good for them to sign Tua, given his history with injuries?
I think so. I think so. I think so. You know what I'm saying? When Tua Tagovailoa is healthy, he's a pretty good quarterback, as long as he's not going up against the top 10 defense. As long as he's not doing it because of the top 10 defense, Tua Tagovailoa is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So I think right now with everybody out there that's looking for that backup guy, I think it was a good choice. And like my man just said, Freeberg just said he's only on a 1-year deal.
Yes. And
So
in other news, Jalen Waddle signs with Denver today.
Wait a minute, what?
Yes. I am just getting news right now that Jalen Waddle has signed with the Denver Broncos. Breaking news right now.
What's up, Punisher? Wow. Man, I think Denver just made off like a fat rat.
Yes.
Remember, Denver was in the championship game last year.
Yes, very true.
And with a Jalen Waddle for that offense that was pretty damn good last year, oh my goodness.
They're on a whole other level now, Steve.
Yes, they are. So what I think about that, I think that's a hell of a trade, man. I think that's a hell of a trade. And I can't wait to see the Denver Broncos offense next year. I mean, they've been pretty good for the last couple of years, but hey, man, this is starting to get interesting.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Steve, I'm just reading right now that Wyatt Taylor is signing with the Houston Texans. What do you think about that?
Who is that again?
Wyatt Taylor.
Nah. Well, Houston needs all the help they can get.
They do.
In a lot of areas.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people last year put so much of the burden on Freeberg just said Denver traded a first, third, and a fourth.
Oh,
wow.
Yes, they did.
They must really want him, Freeberg.
Yes, they
wow.
did. Woo.
Wow. But getting back to Houston, I think Houston, the only thing, and you know, I live in Houston, and we saw the quarterback play last year in the playoffs of CJ. Didn't look so good.
No.
Didn't look so good. The defense was outstanding. And I know that everybody in Houston blamed everything on CJ. But I don't think it was all CJ. I think it was more had to do with the offensive continuity with the new offensive coordinator that hadn't been in those positions before and did not have the right game plan for the defenses that he was playing and the weather. Because, you know, Houston plays in a dome. So I think that is something CJ is going to have to improve on. And I think if anybody can do it, it's CJ. If him and the offensive coordinator are on the same page. Because last year, from what I saw, they wasn't. And I don't know if it was more the quarterback, and I don't know if it was more the offensive coordinator. But be that as it may, they got 1 year under their belts now. And we can see if they can move forward and be the team they can possibly be.
And given the year prior, Steve, you know, CJ came in with such a heavy impact the previous season that, you know, Houston was just unprecedented at times. And then this last season right now, I mean, it just felt complete opposite. So what are your takes? What are your recommendations on
well,
what
like I said, we'll see. We'll see. They got a year under their belt now, the offensive coordinator and CJ Stroud. And the defense is there. They just got to improve on offense a little bit. And CJ going to have to stay healthy. And like my man Punisher just said, Houston liked a lot of offensive weapons last year because everybody was hurt at one time or another. So we'll see what happens, man. Maybe things will get better out there. Or here, rather.
Yes.
Like Bunny Garcia just said, time will tell. Yes, you're right, Bunny. Time will tell.
Time will tell, yes.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, are you seeing what's going on regarding the Dallas Cowboys? You know, they're not making many moves this season, but when it comes to their quarterback, he's in pretty hot water right now.
when it comes to Dak Prescott, and his personal situation, have you been following this?
Yes, I
Now, apparently, Dak Prescott has been with his fiancee for quite some time. And I guess Dak was trying to put together a prenup type situation, as any man should do when you are making millions and millions of dollars, okay? Millions of dollars.
It wasn't just a prenup. It was apparently a whole cheating scandal that went along with it, apparently.
Well, be that as it may, okay? Be that as it may. At the end of the day, I know the cheating thing has came out. But at the end of the day, a man has to protect his back pockets. That's at the end of the day. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
Now, there's speculation with many of things, okay? How much of it is true? How much of it is not? But what we do know, and what is speculation, can be two totally different things, as we all know. But now wait a minute. Let me see what Freebird is saying here. Christian Parker has taken the reins as DC head coach. Shoddy is calling a lot of his shots off season, where it's turning a new scam. Yeah, we'll get to that. You know, we're not really talking about them on the field right now. We're talking about, Dak Prescott and his escapades. I guess that's the only word tonight.
And boy, was there escapades, yeah. I tell you.
But that's what I know, that the man was trying to protect himself, and apparently some kind of party was going on. As a matter of fact, man, if you got anything, pull it up on the screen and let us see it.
Let's see what I got. Let's see what I can pull up here. Let's see. Right here.
Okay. Now, as you can see right there, let's bring it up for the people to see it. As you can see right there, Sarah Jane Ramos. Cheating allegations. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, we don't know if those cheating allegations are 100% true, but we know they're out there. Now, the cheating allegations, could one of them have been cheating, or could both of them have been cheating? Do we know?
I mean, what we know so far, Steve, is that this article goes very deep, very deep. Let me see.
As a matter of fact, let's pull up the article.
Yes. So, let's see here.
Let's see exactly. During their joint bachelor and bachelorette party in the Bahamas. That's your first mistake right there. Stay out of the Bahamas. You should have went to Jamaica, okay? Over the weekend, the couple had discussions after their friends left. What a source. Okay, is this source reliable? We don't know. This is what I'm talking about. War source alleges that the Cowboy star was in incognito social media accounts to send inappropriate messages to multiple women and ex-filings. Well. Okay, but these are alleged things. We don't know. Somebody could be trying to get Dak canceled, man. I can't 100% believe something like that. But okay, it was said. But until it comes out 100%, I'm not going to take heed to it. I'm just not. Okay. Ramos allegedly spoke to Prescott about him speaking to other women and ultimately decided to call off the wedding. Ooh. They were set to get married in Lake Como, Italy on April the 10th, 2026. Now, wait a minute. See, I'm the kind of person that can read between the lines. Most people can't. I can walk between the raindrops. Ooh. So, what that is telling me, that if this is true, she's been knowing about this for quite some time. If it's true, I'm not saying that it is. If it's true, so why go on with this bachelor and bachelorette party and act as though this just came out the night of the party? You see what I'm saying? I do. That's reading between the tea leaves.
Well, Steve, let me ask you this. Do you think at that point she knew Italy was no longer an option, so she booked a trip to the Bahamas?
Possibly. That's a possibility.
But
at the end of the day, if you're going along with this joint venture, first of all, Ray Dog, but this just me. I'm not Dak, man. Dak was raised different than me. Okay. Let me tell you how old Ray Dog does things. Okay. Let me tell you that. I ain't having no bachelor or bachelorette party at the same time. I mean, I ain't having no bachelor party at the same time the woman I'm getting married is having a bachelorette party in the same place. That's first and foremost. Let's get that out the way right now. Okay. But by the mere fact that he would do something like that, either he was trying to be caught, because I don't put nothing past that. I don't put nothing past him. The dude from Mississippi, man. Okay, let's get that out the way. Dude from Mississippi. But at the end of the day, I think that was his first mistake if he wanted to continue on. But for all we know, maybe this was Dak's way of trying to get out of something that he really didn't want to do. What about that?
You have a point. You have a point.
What if Dak had waken up and said, hey, man, I got to figure out a way to get out of this. And he comes up with this elaborate plan. Let me ask you something. Let me ask everybody out there something. Has anybody ever heard of a person having a bachelor and a bachelorette party at the same time on the same island? Anybody ever heard of that? Punisher say Dak sending dick pics. I don't know. That was alleged, Punisher. Don't start saying things because I think I'm not going to put that on Dak like he would do. I don't know. And we don't know. So don't start saying things like that and being emphatic about it, man, because that's not right. That's not right. We don't do stuff like that on this show. Now, we can talk about alleged things, but we're not going to put them in an emphatic way. Let's not do that. No. Especially toward our boy Dak, because I'm a big fan of Dak Prescott. And, you know, It is what it is.
Well, with all things considering, he did have a solid season
Yes.
last season, but it was just his word around. He didn't have much to work with. I
Well,
think that's
no, no. And like I said, I'm not getting into the Dallas Cowboys. Somebody was asking about that. I'm not here to talk about the Dallas Cowboys today. They're not even on my radar as far as that kind of stuff go. Because really and truly, as long as Jerry Jones is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, I don't get two shits about him. Seriously. But I'm a big Dak Prescott fan. Huge.
Oh,
I wish Dak played with my Pittsburgh Steelers. I
ooh.
really do. But he got to play in Dallas. And Dallas has a lot of overhead attached to it, which means you got a camera on you all the time. Everything you do, everything you say, every walk you step, every step you take, everything, man. It's the Dallas Cowboys. And they got the biggest mouth in the NFL, which is Jerry Jones. And that's a one-way ticket to Palookaville in my eyes. But that's just me. What do I know? But as far as this whole thing goes, man, at the end of the day, you got to protect your money.
That's true.
You got to. A prenup is not the end of the world. There are certain things, there are stipulations in prenup. That doesn't mean if you guys split up, you get nothing. That just means if you guys split up, it's already in writing as to what you're going to get and what you're not going to get. That's all it is. It's a contract. Just like a marriage certificate is a contract. I know everybody think it's this, that, and the other, but in the United States, but any country, when you get married, you become one in the statistics of society.
Essentially,
that's all.
Essentially, what I've heard, and there's been many people talking about it, especially on social media, Steve, that when you go into marriage, it's essentially like a business. You're agreeing.
Well, that's what I'm explaining.
Yes.
I just said it's a contract. At the end of the day, a contract is a contract. And that's like I'm saying, a marriage certificate is a contract between you and the state. Because now the state recognizes you as one. Don't believe all the hype. Like I'm saying, there's nothing wrong with it. But you got to be cognizant of what you're doing. That is why the government gets involved when you get married, and the government gets involved when you get a divorce.
Oh, yes.
Now, you don't want the government involved? Don't get married.
Very true.
Because if something happens to you, your first beneficiary is the person right next to you that's married to you. They got more rights to do things than your parents or your kids, whatever, your spouse. That's all at the end of the day, and that's how the state looks at it. And sometimes divorce costs way more than marriage. Anybody ever thought about that? So that's why they came up with prenups, which is another contract within a contract, and it's all binding. Yes. That's all. So when I say Dak is out there trying to protect himself, any man at that level of wealth, if you don't get a prenup, then you're too old for me to help you.
Well, Steve, the one thing that I can surely take away from what you're telling me is I am damn sure happy that I am single and just not looking right now.
Well, just take care of yourself. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Punisher said something. He said, so since they did not go through with the marriage, does he get back the engagement ring just asking for a friend? Dax, I don't want the old cheap. Wait a minute. How much was the engagement ring, Mr. Producer?
I don't know, Steve, but all I know is that, that's a top QB, so, he ain't spending pennies on it.
Well, come on. Money is that's nothing. What did he spend, man?
I'll have to look it up, but I'm looking close to probably the 300,000 range.
You think so?
Oh yeah, I know so.
Well, Punisher, let me put it like this. If she called it off, unask my ring. Can you dig it? If she called it off, unask my ring. Because I can go down to the pawn shop and get a good little amount of money for that. I can take it back to my jeweler, who probably knew I was going to be bringing it back anyway. They know. That probably gave them a discount on it because you're going to be bringing it back anyhow. Oh, with all that being said, you know, I hope Dutch does the right thing, man. Go get your ring back. And, hey, man, you know what I would like Dak to do? And I'm going to end it on this. Fred Buck said, the jeweler said, I knew you'd be back. Oh my God. I'm gonna end it on this. Dak, I can just give Dak this kind of advice, man. Man, it's unfortunate, bro. It is what it is. But if I know Dak Prescott, never met him, but he just seems like a thinking man's quarterback. I think Dak has covered all bases because he knew this situation was going to happen. Mm. And I think he put himself in that position. And I think the people that manage him and that are around him, agent, this, that, and the other, I think they were already preparing for this. If I was a betting man, that's just me. I don't think this came out of the blue.
Very true.
You know, that's just my opinion. I don't know, but be that as it may. But, you know, but I got a question for you, Mr. Producer.
Yeah.
The Oscars.
Ooh. Man,
the Oscars were.
That was my weekend, man.
Let me ask you this. This is why I brought you up today.
Ooh.
Did you see the Oscars?
I did, Steve. I couldn't miss it. I
didn't get a chance to watch.
Oh, man.
You know, Stevie Ray, I'm going to tell you something, man. I don't really watch the Oscars anymore.
What?
I don't really watch the Oscars anymore. You know why?
Why's that?
Because they don't put movies out like they used to. That really qualify to that effect of being an Oscar-nominated movie. I don't think the competition is as high as it used to be. I look at movies the same way I look at music. Mm. Music has fallen off exponentially. I heard some people saying a couple of years ago, Beyonce, and I'm not getting off the movie thing, I'm using this as an example. Beyonce has won more Grammys than any other artist female artist in the history of music. How hard is that when you're unopposed?
Yeah.
That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger winning all the Mr. Olympias when nobody showed up. You're unopposed.
You have a point.
What? Well, okay, there's 5 top singles in the world today that are female. What, are they all going to go against each other every week? Every month? Every year? I mean, give me a break. Nothing against Beyonce. She's a homegirl. I know her dad very well. Yes. But at the end of the day, I'm not talking about her. I'm just talking about the level of competition. And that's the same way I look at movies. We used to have so many movies that came out every year. And you go, even the ones you knew, but then the ones you didn't know were spectacular too. I'm talking about the ones that are at the level that people that run the Oscars look at it and go, this was a hell of a movie. Mm. So nothing against the Oscars. But when a guy like Will Smith can come out and slap Chris Rock on stage Why should I be watching this? Tell me why.
You have points. You have points there, Steve.
But I'm going to say this. Go ahead.
But even though you're making valid points, there was one movie that everyone knew going in was a game changer. And that is the movie Sinners.
Right. Now, I have to give Sinners its due. I have to give Sinners its due. I really do. Because I was doing the podcast last year when one of the listeners came on and said, Stevie, you got to go watch Sinners.
Yes.
Got to go watch. And I was like, really? He wouldn't tell me what it was about, but he said, you got to go watch this movie, man, if you don't do anything else. So I watched the movie when it came out on my deal, on my app. And brother, I had to agree with him 100%. What a movie. What a great movie. And the reason I brought up the Oscars is because Michael B. Jordan wins the Oscar for lead actor in Sinners. And I think that was a hell of an accomplishment, man. I think it was a hell of an accomplishment. You know, a brother like that, you know, coming up as a child actor, brother, and go through the gambit and been in all this stuff, and now he wins the Oscar. I'm a big fan of his, man. Are you a big fan of Michael B. Jordan?
Oh, yes, yes. I mean, his work in Creed, in Black Panther, you know, he's done multiple characters that have just personified that raw essence. And what I love about him as an actor, per se, is that, you know, he's always stayed humble, man. He's always stay humble. He doesn't, a lot of stars, they get to that level and they think, man, they think that they're better than everybody. But the thing is, Michael B. Jordan, he talks the talk, he walks the walk, but yet he can get on stage and accept this award and still thank his mother, still thank his father.
Hey, man, congratulations to him. Congratulations to the Academy that thought he wait a minute. Punisher is saying something. Punisher is saying, and once again, a black man had to work twice as hard, literally, to win an Oscar for Best Actor in a movie by playing two roles in the same movie. If that's not stereotypical, I don't know what is.
Well, Punisher's on a roll tonight.
Yeah, he on a roll tonight. sometimes in the words of Elvis Presley in the movie Jailhouse Rock, sometimes that's just how the old mop flops. There's nothing we can do. But I got something I want to bring up right now. This man, just like Punisher said, had to work twice as hard in a stereotypical way. You know, maybe that's true, maybe that's not. We don't know. That's his opinion. But at the end of the day, hard work is hard work. And when you get to a certain position in life on the job that you do, and your peers recognize you for that, that is something to be respected. Because that's all you can ask of your peers. Do you respect me and do you respect my work? That's it. You ain't got to like me. You ain't got to break bread with me. At the end of the day, when I'm paid to do a job, I'm going to do that job to the best of my ability. But then you have the ingrates of the world.
Woo.
Then you have the imbecilic of the world. Have you ever heard of a guy, a walking imbecilic by the name of Jason Whitlock?
He sounds familiar.
He sounds familiar to you?
Oh, yes.
Well, Jason Whitlock had a lot to say about Michael B. Jordan winning the Oscar. I think I sent you that excerpt. Do you have it?
Let me see. Let me see.
I think I sent you the clip.
Okay. I see what you're talking
Let's
about.
let the people hear and see this.
All right, let's pull it up.
Halle Berry, Jamie Foxx, Forrest Whitaker.
I don't get this. This is so limiting. White people get to be inspired by any and everybody. There's a white kid right now today that's sitting around saying, hey, I want to be like LeBron James, or I want to be like Michael Jordan, or I want to be like Michael B. Jordan. We're telling black kids that the only people that can inspire you are other black people. We didn't need the standards lowered. We just need the Bible. We got a book of standards. We got a book that's a blueprint, and we just keep screwing it up.
Ooh.
What a nincompoop. What a nincompoop.
I have no words.
Who
Steve.
in the hell? How can, when a man doesn't even have any kids, because no woman is stupid enough, dumb enough, imbecilic enough to let this man impregnate her. Firstly, he's disturbing to look at. Can you imagine being a woman and got to look up at this squarehead piece of garbage?
Let me help you out there, Steve. Garbage.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Woo!
Yeah. This disturbing piece of garbage. And you want to say black kids from a person that doesn't even have kids. Okay? I have a daughter. And do you know what I used to help my daughter? My daughter always wanted to be an actress. Did you know what I used to do? I used to always show her old movies. And you know why I showed her old movies? Because those actors and actresses back in those days had a certain decorum about them. They had a certain je ne sais quoi about them in those movies. And I wanted her to see those movies because it would help her in her quest to become a better actress. You see what I'm saying? And it wasn't about black or white. In actuality, it was way more white than black. But that wasn't the point. She knows she's black. But was I telling her only look up to black people? You look up to the art form. Because you can say the same single solitary thing about white kids being told the same thing. You're not around them every day. You don't know what their parents are telling them, but they're going to gravitate to whoever they like, whether they be black or white. That's the question. So for him to sit there and say, black kids are only told to look up to blacks. When the last time you talked to a parent? When the last time you was at a PTA meeting? When the last time anybody had of African-American origin had a civil conversation with a dipshit like this? When? I'll tell you when. It's never happened. It's never happened. This man gets paid to go out and say to demagogue his own race, because this man probably hates to see what he sees when he looks in the mirror every day. I hate myself. So I want to bring down people that look like me with me. Sucker, you in the gutter. You in the gutter. So stay in it and waddle in it. Because us real African Americans, sucker, we don't give a damn about what you think or who you are. your audience doesn't look like us. They look like the ones when you see that left. I'm not going to even say it. I'm going to hold my thoughts tonight.
I was about to say, Steve, I know what you're talking about.
Well, okay.
Talking about.
I'm going to hold my thoughts tonight. But instead of you coming up and saying, Michael B. Jordan did a great job, I'm proud of him. Same way people did when Sidney Poitier won. Same way people did when Denzel Washington won. Same thing. When you go in a certain world and you get the accolades that you deserve, that's not luck, bro.
And not only
that's
that,
not
Steve,
luck.
Not only that, but to go from the Oscars to just a straight up, he didn't even go to the after party. He didn't even go to he didn't want to be around these fancy parties and people. You know where he went to celebrate? He just got himself a good old fashioned burger. That's where that man went.
Yeah.
And simple.
But at the end of the day, Michael B. Jordan, he is who he is. And I'm not questioning his ethics. Let that man do what he do. But I'm talking about this maniacal numbskull, Jason Whitlock. Let him grovel in his self-hate. Grovel in your self-hate. Because when they get through using you, you're going to be a nothing and a nobody and a never was all in the same day. But be that as it may, man, that's all I got to say about that. Let's give a shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Matter of fact, let's give some applause.
Yes.
To Michael B. Jordan in that movie called Sinners. Man, the guy did a great job, and you can't take that away from him, bro. At the end of the day, man, be you and do you. But that's all I'm going to say about that. But Mr. Producer.
Yes, Steve.
Somebody told me that I missed something.
Yes, you did, Steve. Man, I have been trying to message you all weekend about this. All weekend. It is involving Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey?
Yes.
The same Ronda Rousey that's going to fight Gina Carano on May the 16th?
Yes, that very Ronda Rousey. After everything she has done and said about the professional wrestling community.
Yeah. What were some? Do you know of any of the things that she said about pro wrestling?
Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, Steve. Out of respect for you,
okay,
I don't want to share none of that.
Oh, okay. And I appreciate that. But what are you referring to? What did she do that I didn't see? I got to see this. I want to know exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull it up.
What did she do?
A minute. Wait a minute. That is Ronda Rousey. Close personal friend of Marina Shafir.
And I think the realization is hitting Toni Storm right now.
Ronda Rousey is calling out timeless Toni Storm. Ronda Rousey, she faced Gina Carano in a featherweight super fight on May 16th, but is calling out the former AEW Women's World Champion here in Los Angeles tonight.
Smile on the face of Toni Storm, marching back to the ring. Showdown.
As the referee corps, security, trying to separate these two women. Ronda Rousey.
A tantalizing prospect. This is absolutely stunning. But wait a second. Marina Shafir got a shot in.
I think Shafir may have landed a sucker punch because Toni Storm just went
Wait
down
a
again.
minute.
And when she did, Ronda Rousey with a big smile on her face, I think it was Rousey playing the distraction that allowed Shafir to get that vicious cheap shot in.
You saw Toni Storm. She was seated on the top.
Ronda Rousey has officially joined All Elite Wrestling.
Okay. Now, Ronda Rousey said a lot of demonic things about pro wrestling when she got out of the business. So I'm trying to figure out, why would she come back to the business if it was so beneath her? I mean, that's what I got from it. But before I would like for anybody to answer that, when do you need 20 security guards to hold back Toni Storm and Ronda Rousey? That's what I want to know. When do you need 20 security guards to hold back two little 5'2" women? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, really?
Well, Steve, I gotta say, I'm the same size, and nobody's ever held me back.
I'm 6'5", well, back when I wrestled, 292 pounds. Yeah, you're going to need 20 guys to get me off you. Yeah. You better get everybody out the back if I'm really ticked off. But at the end of the day, man, okay, I like the angle. The angle wasn't bad.
No,
I just don't see that much security. It's overkill. But that's just the way I look at it. But if you're asking me how I feel about Ronda Rousey being out there, hey, man, I was always a big fan of Ronda. I didn't really agree with some of her, looking back on what she did in the business. I didn't agree with, when the business been good to you, man, you should always be good to it. But, Ronda didn't come up in this business like people like myself. So she's not going to have she's not going to look at the same way. And I can understand that. You're not going to look at it like a guy like myself, like back on when I was coming up in the business. I'm eating out of tuna fish cans and stuff like that, man, to make it in this business because that's how much I loved it and that's how bad I wanted to be successful at it. But, when you got people that come in this business from other forms of entertainment, whether it be what she was doing, which is a judo MMA background at the end of the day, or some of the people, the influencers that's coming in right now. Nothing against those people, but they don't look at the business the same way the traditional professional wrestlers look at it. But maybe she's looked at that overall picture of which she exuded a few years ago and said, hey, man, maybe I was wrong. Maybe that's where I belong. And she could have been burnt out, because people don't realize. Do you know, Mr. Producer, 1 year in the wrestling business, I worked 317 days.
Ooh. I did not know that, Steve.
Yes. 1 year, I worked 317 days, and there are only 365 days in a year.
Man.
So, oh yeah. And do you know 1 month I can recall? I worked 29 out of 31 days in a month. Yes. I was a different show in a different town, 29 days out of 31 in 1 month. So that's what I'm saying when I talk about the wrestling business, and that's why we don't do a lot of talking about pro wrestling on this show when it comes to the real logistics of it, because I look at the wrestling business totally different than most people do. Most of us in the wrestling business do. And that's why we live and die for something. And we go through the heartache and misery. And you're not making any money.
Mm.
So that's why if you make it, you got a whole nother outlook on the business, because the business really don't give a damn about you. And the people that's running the business, they would always look at you and go, how bad do you want it? And they will put you through the gauntlet. You working for peanuts every night. How bad do you want it? See what I'm saying? Because most people will quit. Most people will quit.
Very true.
And that's what separates the men from the boys. But nowadays, because professional wrestling has become a part of pop culture, it's totally different now.
Oh, yes.
Totally different. Still wrestling, but I'm just saying the difference. What I'm bringing, the reason I'm bringing these situations up, I just want people to know. Don't be so hard on Ronda Rousey. I know a lot of people in the business are, but I can see both sides. I can see both sides. And sometimes, did you go to the Houston rodeo? Look, no, I didn't. Who was that asking that? Hold on a second. Let me see who that was.
Yeah.
No, I didn't, because I'm going to be honest with you. Hold on. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I've been going to the rodeo since I was a little bitty boy. Since I was a little kid, man. We used to always go to rodeo as a family. And nowadays, I'm going to be honest with you, I could take the rodeo or leave it. More times, leave it. Because it's not the same anymore. That's when I was a kid and me and my little friends used to go to rodeo. When we were real little, our parents used to take us, or somebody's parents would take you. Then when you got like a preteen, you go with your little friends and stuff like that. You take the bus over there, stuff like that. Then when you become a grown man, you still kind of go to the festivities and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the rodeo is something that I've seen 50 billion times. And nowadays, I don't really like the smell of horse manure. So I might go to one of the chili.
I don't think nobody does, Steve. I don't think nobody does.
You go to rodeo, man, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? When you see the parades downtown and all the horses are just, you know, all the way down the street, and you got these guys out there, you know, like, you know, so dog, I mean, nah, you know, but no, man, a lot of things I don't do anymore. But let me get back on Ronda Rousey. Let me get back on Ronda Rousey. I just saying, I think she was kind of didn't know how this culture was. You know what I'm saying? The pro wrestling culture. And I think it probably overcame her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that might be why she got out. It can be overwhelming, man. But I think she probably getting those juices flowing again and want to be back out there. But I got this to say. Yeah. Pro wrestling is one thing. What about this so-called super fight?
Ooh.
With Gina Carano. What about that? Gina Carano. When the last time Gina Carano had a fight?
Well, Steve, can I jump in here? Let me just say, you know, is it really? Let me ask you this: is it really a super fight?
No. Super fight. Last time I seen both of them.
See, ladies and gentlemen, Ronda Rousey and Gina have taken Steve's breath away.
Yeah,
So
literally.
bad. So bad. This fight is so bad that the man can't even catch his breath.
Well, I wouldn't say it's bad. Everybody's doing this now, trying to make money off what they did in the past. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just today. I'm a traditionalist, but I do understand exactly what I'm saying. One person was super tough at one time in UFC, and Carano was top girl in Strikeforce until Chris Cyborg, beat her up.
Ooh.
Okay. I think then she goes into the movies, becomes big star. Ronda Rousey became a big star. She was in a lot of TV shows, movies, and stuff like that. Then got the job in WWE. Both of those things are gone now. Then Gina Carano gets a job. Do you know where she got a job at?
Where was that, Steve?
A Disney promotion.
Really?
The Mandalorian.
Ooh.
One of the hottest streaming shows in the world.
I mean,
do you know that?
The Star Wars series.
John Lucas.
My God.
And guess what? Mr. Producer, they were going to give her a spinoff.
Really?
Her character in The Mandalorian was going to get her own show.
You mean to tell me they were going to give her own franchise?
Yes.
Who?
But let me tell you what happened. She goes on social media and wants to give her opinions. Okay? And this is a Disney ran, because Disney bought up all the Lucas stuff for billions.
We all know they don't mess with the mouse, man. You don't mess with the mouse.
I say you don't mess with social media. My name Bennett, and I ain't eating much in it. You dig?
Oh,
I got to get this paper, bro.
It's some good paper. I'm just saying.
I got to get this paper. What are you thinking? So she wants to go on and shows her allegiance to MAGA, which I ain't got no problem with. Be you, do you. But if I'm working for Disney, I'm going to shut up.
Steve, would you consider that she put herself in a mega problem?
Oh, man, that's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a damn good one. It's a damn good one. I'm just saying, bro. You ain't seen her since. You in the Fast and the Furious. You in all this other stuff. Making millions. Now I'm going to give you a franchise. Mr. Producer, did you know this? And I bet you didn't know it. And I bet you everybody out there listening didn't know it. Do you know they're coming out with a movie this summer?
Really?
The Mandalorian. They're making it into a movie.
Well, I do know one thing about it. Gina ain't in it.
No, no, she ain't in it. No. Can you believe this? It's the streaming show. They're making it into a movie.
And
with Pascal, what's his name?
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. He's lead guy in the movie.
Well, don't forget,
because he plays the deal on the TV show also.
Yes.
Unbelievable, bro. Now I'm sitting over here like a schmo, trying to do the money grab in a fight, super fight. Oh my God, man! I was a big fan of Gina Carano, man. I still am. I'm just saying, man. When you get in a position, and anybody out here that's listening to me, this is why you should tell people all the time, I don't give a damn. When I was in the big time, I don't give a damn about all the bullshit. Don't bring gossip to me because I don't care. Because I got to get out here in this ring and perform for the people. I don't care. And Mr. Producer, you know me very well.
Oh, yes, I do.
I don't care. If it ain't putting no money in my pocket, put it in your pocket and get the hell out of my face. Because I still got to get in this ring every night. And I still got to take care of my family. And I still got to pay my house note and my car note and all these other bills that's in Houston in a house that I don't even live in. Because I'm on the road. So I don't care about that stuff. Never have, and I never will. Because I came up different, bro. I was raised different than most people. And I still can remember my childhood. And I still can remember the OGs in the hood giving me advice about certain things. I still remember it.
Ooh.
So at the end of the day, I don't talk about it. I be about it. And when you do that, you'll always land on your feet, not your head. So, with all that being said, I hope they have a great fight, May the 16th. I hope Ronda Rousey does good in AEW because I'm a big fan of hers, man. I love Ronda. I love Gina too. But who knows?
Who knows?
How do we know we might not see Gina Carano in AEW also?
That is a possibility, Steve. That is a possibility.
What way to promote something before the fight?
Very true. And we've seen many MMA stars transfer over to wrestling, as you've said. Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Marina Shafir.
Yep.
Matt Riddle.
Yep.
Brock Lesnar. There's a lot. Cain Velasquez.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, I don't know, but we'll be looking forward to it, man.
Oh, yes.
Wait a minute. Punisher just said something. Said, hey, Stevie, but I think I remember seeing you land on your head a couple of times. I wasn't talking about literally, Punisher, okay? I was talking about in life, okay?
Punisher, I can just say this. You better be careful. Steve might just put you in the danger.
But anyway, man, this is the show, guys, that's out there that's listening. We're back every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, the world's most dangerous podcast. And Mr. Producer will be joining us from time to time. As a matter of fact, I was introducing him to you last week, but I really wanted to introduce him to you this week because, man, we're about to make some big things happen. And on top of that, we are working on a new show outside of this one. We're going to let you know a little bit more about it once we get it all put together. Who was that? Marco just said AEW roster is stacked.
I think everyone's stacked.
Oh, man. Talent. He said, who is that? Campa was a great addition, too. I haven't been watching, Marco.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to have to keep me up on a lot of this. As a matter of fact, I'll let you guys know this right now. Me and Mr. Producer, we put together a pilot show for AEW that we worked on diligently for quite some time, man. And we presented it. They liked the show, but they didn't pick it up. And they say they might pick it up in another 5 or 6 months. But right now, it wasn't the time. But by the mere fact that we was working on this stuff so diligently, I kind of got out of touch with what's going on AEW, but I'm going to get back into it. If not, you guys can keep me up on things.
You
Fan
got
Sport.
out of touch. I got in touch, man. That was my job.
Oh yeah. Fan Sport just says Sonny Ono still a part of the show. No. Sonny Ono is not a part of this show anymore. He is, you know, his contribution has ran its course. Okay. It's ran its course, but that's this show. Sonny and a few others will be joining us for our new show that's going to be coming out in a month or so. Okay. So he'll be a special guest from time to time. But if you think I can stomach him on a weekly basis, you are sadly mistaken. Okay. Sadly. So I hope that answered, you know. But Mr. Producer, any parting words, man, because we got to get out of here. Matter of fact, I gotta get ready to go to the gym, man.
Man, you know, all I gotta say is let's do this thing and you know, let's rock it. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and this is one hell of a ride for the people, man. They better be excited.
Okay, man. Okay, brother. Well, hey guys, appreciate you guys tagging along tonight. And like I said, stay in touch. Keep the grind going. Because we're going to try to bring you the best stuff that we can bring you, and we do it live, man. We do it live. We're going to be doing it like no other people. And I do have to say this. I have a lot of great guests lined up. I have a lot of great, and 3 the Hard Way will be coming back also. Okay? So, brother, we getting ready to do it, man. Mr. Producer, you can take us out when you get ready to, man. Because now it's going to be on like a steaming pot of neck bowls. Now, can you dig it?
We're going out in 3, 2.
All right, guys.